Welcome to Build in Public with Jahid, but also Timothy today. So it's good to have you, Tim, here.
Yeah, thank you, man. So, today we're going to do it a bit different. It's not going to be Jahid building, it's going to be me building. I'm planning to build an AI Scribe app. So there's doctors out there, they're meeting patients, but they need to write a lot of notes about the patients and what issues they have. So we're going to try to build an app that will help doctors to transcribe these meetings and then summarize the notes.
Perfect. So fun fact is that lots of our users are building apps which are business apps. And today we're also going to build with Tim a business app which doctors can use it. So Tim, it's all you. You're the vibe coder today. So please take us to the journey of building this app.
Yeah. So I'm going to try a new voice mode here. Hey, natively, I'd like to build an AI Scribe app with voice agent integration that transcribes what I say as a medical doctor and then gives me a summary in bullet points of what has been said. So that's going to become a text prompt, and we're going to convert that into an app now.
I'm now in Stockholm, and we thought that we should actually change our role because it's me vibe coding all the time, and you see me building. So I was like, okay, it will be fun if Tim does something for us as well, and because he has a technical background, so we see how he's thinking about building an app. I think as I say, every person has different way of prompting, and I think it's nice to see how each individual is approaching the mobile app development. It's nice to see just like focus on how Tim will approach building this. There might be some errors, some like new things to add. So we'll take you to the role journey of building mobile app.
Yeah.
So no pressure.
No pressure. Cool. So I think we're just starting out here, and let's see when we're gonna start building the backend.
Just like one question is that what has been the most recent app that one of our users built, and you were super impressed? Like, wow, this is a cool app idea.
So there was one guy who has a super yacht company.
Yeah.
And he was building an app for a specialized use case he found. I don't want to share exactly what this, but it was like very manual labor intensive task. You need to go through a lot of documentation for sailors. And what he did was he automated all this documentation away and just printed out the PDF. He wanted to build this app for a long time. It would have cost him like 30,000 euros to build it. And now he vibe coded it in less than a month in Italy. So yeah, like this type of stories are always like super inspiring to hear.
Yeah. Because on Discord I see everyone's building it, and it's like there's so many ideas, and sometimes as I'm saying always is that you think that for every idea there is an app, but to be honest, the more you go deeper, you see that actually there are more apps to be built.
There's so many apps, man. Yeah, it's crazy. I get amazed every day by all the creativity out there. So I just want to highlight maybe some of the new features, because we have been adding a lot of features this week into natively. So maybe you noticed we now have this minimized view. You can still go and see everything that the agent is doing, is writing files, is reading. But if you don't care, it's just here. We have an icon that's switching depending on what's going on. Another thing we shipped is the ability to actually modify the app icons really easily. So you can either AI generate one, and we do one for you for free. You can switch it out for an image, or you can AI generate it like this. Pick a style. Then further improvements we've been doing is we have a like in-app purchase feature coming out. We did a revamp of Android and AAB building. So now we actually save every APK and the history, all the historical APKs. If you want to go back and try an old version, you can just download it directly from natively, import that into your Android phone. Then we've also done some further improvements. So if we have a look at the visual editor, we can go here and we can now prompt specifically for this component. Let's say we would want to switch sign in to say authenticate, and then we can just write so here.
And also this is a very new feature. I mean, so we just released it today or yesterday?
Yeah. No, today, maybe 2 hours ago.
Yeah. So what Tim wants to say, in a vibe coding words, is that we are working and we're adding and updating the features, which makes the mobile app journey so easy. So easy. Whatever we do.
Yeah, we're just getting started. Also, it's crazy how much we're building and how much more things we have coming out in like the next couple of weeks. Just the pace has really picked up tenfold. Yeah,
but those kind of like we as we're building kind of like natively, we're thinking that that we have to make the process of mobile app development from A to Z very easy, like the whole process. So you might be surprised with some of the new features coming natively, because we really know what it takes to build and deploy a mobile app. So and you will see lots of features which are helping you to really like build and deploy mobile apps super fast.
Yeah,
the journey will be fun and also easy. That's a promise.
Exactly. Yeah,
and we will we're working hard to kind of like deliver that. Yeah, like I mean, we're building, shipping, doing content, doing lots of things 24/7. Last night, like we went to sleep at 5, and then like you had a meeting at what time in the morning?
Yeah, 9:30.
9:30, yeah. And then I woke up at 10 because I heard someone working in the living room. I was like, okay, maybe it's just like working time. Then yeah, the day started. And now it's 10:40 here in Stockholm. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
And also, if you're building any app, just please comment in the comment section and like tell us, share with us what you're building. Because to be honest, what keeps us building is seeing you all building. I think that's the only energy and motivation that kind of keeps me driving. And like me talking to all of you on Discord, that's kind of actually like the main driver of like why I'm doing all these things, and also team and the whole team natively. So
yeah. I mean, I want to ask you, Jahid, what's the next thing you're building, or is there something you're working on right now?
actually, so I'm working on one app that I really want to launch it. It's like Ramadan is coming, and as I live in different countries, like I live in Riga, then come to Stockholm, and I just cannot track the exact time of the prayers and also the azan time. So I really want to build a simple app for myself to kind of like track, so like kind of like this, like my little buddy for Ramadan.
That's super cool, man.
Yeah, so kind of just like my personal use case, and just like something to use it. Yeah,
yeah,
a bit personal. So what we're gonna do is that I'm also gonna share my screen, and I never tried sharing two screens at all in my recordings. So let's try sharing two screens, and then
first
try. So and we're gonna actually show the app with Android and iOS. So this is gonna be the experiment. So Tim, can you share now the screen for the nice? So you can actually see the app here. So it's Scribe AI. Welcome back.
Yeah. And the Android app currently looks exactly like what you're seeing on the web preview here.
So the Android, like the preview is always the one which you see on the web preview, and the iOS is different. So
I mean, it's not always, it's the web preview is web, Android one is Android, and iOS is iOS.
Mhm.
So some features aren't available on the web one. Some features differ between iOS and Android. So if you're building for one platform, you're gonna check out that platform.
And it's better to check, for both if you have both, like iOS and Android. Like make sure that both are properly built.
So our app is ready, and now let's check it out. So I'm gonna try to sign in here with Google, and okay, so the app is ready, and we're signed in. Now we see this ugly NAN, not any number. So we're probably gonna have to fix this. But first, let's try pressing start recording. So I'll do that on my Android. Hey, my knee hurts. Can you please help me? And let's see if the AI is actually able to transcribe. And we see here it says processing, and then it says transcript, and maybe, hopefully. And now, since I'm a bit of a developer, I will go here and I will actually check the logs to see, okay, we did send something. We see this post request.
There's medical.
And it says a medical summary, but there's no text under it. But I see here in the logs, summary, chief complaint, knee pain, history of present illness. Patient states that their knee hurts. Patient is requesting medical assistance. No specific details regarding laterality, onset duration. Okay, so it looks like we actually did get a response, but somewhere in the front end, it's not showing anything on the Android. So I can ask the AI about this. Let's use voice. Hey, I did get a response from the AI, but I'm not able to view it on my Android. Can you please fix this? Okay, and we send that in.
Just like one question, Tim, is that the way that you're talking with the AI is like you're talking with a human. So why is that so? And what's the best prompt way?
What's the best prompt way? I think this really depends. To be honest, I was a bit casual here. If I really wanted to optimize for the best possible prompt, I would probably take the screenshot. So I will go here, I will take the screenshot like this, then I would send this into the app or internetly, and then I would say, hey, I recorded a transcript or a meeting, and it says medical summary, but I do not see any text.
So if you want to be very specific and then kind of actually show it visually, most like you want to mention it exactly what it be and what it's not doing so that it has the text.
Yes.
See, this is kind of like, also you have watched my videos, it's how I do it. And I think, this more kind of, I mean, like from my experience, good, but actually it depends really on your style.
So now we can see actually the AI, it seems like the transcript has been saved and the medical summary, right? And the scroll, it's a bit small, so it's really tricky to scroll inside this. So this problem got the next thing we have to fix. But all the information is actually there. And then we also want to fix this MAN part.
But like before going to that part, like again, can we share screen and then do a live demo for the iOS from my computer?
Sure, let's do it. So if you take over.
So perfect. Now we're in iOS. So yeah, basically.
Yes. So now you can see here we're on iOS. And what that also means is that it comes with Apple authentication, because otherwise, if you have Google authentication, but you don't offer Apple authentication, you're not going to end up in the App Store. So we're going to make sure that Apple authentication works. We sign in and we have the same screen. And then we press start recording. Hey, my back hurts. I have to sleep on the sofa tonight. Can you please help me? I have this process. Okay, instantly we can see that the transcript showed up.
Wow, that was fast.
Yeah. And now I think we're waiting for the summary to show up of this. Okay, so here we have a medical summary, and it did recognize that we have back pain and I'm sleeping on the sofa. Okay, so that was correct. And it seems like we have this similar layout issue here. We can also go to history, and since we're using a database, you can see that we have both our records here. So both me when I talked about my knee hurting, and then when I talked about my back hurting. And this transfers across devices, right? Let's try deleting also, just to see if that works. That also seems to work. Cool.
So let's stop sharing here now. And let's share it again. So we're actually, doing with two computers just for the full experience. But meanwhile, I have a question then. So, like before when I was building it natively, I need, like to have an API key for Google authentication, for Apple authentication. But here, with one prompt, that we have built so far all the app, like one functioning app with authentication part.
Yeah.
So why is that so easy now?
Well, so since January, we've integrated Liquid backend into natively. What this really means is before we had Supabase, and you have to create a Supabase account, you have to go set up a database, and then you need to add API keys manually if you want to integrate AI. What we do now is that we do this entire process for you automatically. So if you prompt something that needs a database, it needs login, it needs AI functionality inside, we give this to you automatically. And we've actually made, in collaboration with Specific, which is the creators of the background system on database, we made it super easy for you to integrate Google authentication, Apple authentication. This used to be like a huge process where you need to go and go into Google Cloud to get out the secret, a very long journey, exactly. And now, as you saw, we just in one prompt we integrated AI. We did authentication, Google, Apple, and the login with email and password, and we have basically like the full-on app here in one prompt. This would not have been possible before.
And it's actually a native app, so you have the iOS and Android, both ready. So
Yeah.
I think this is just like the wow, that's excellent.
Yeah, listen. So now we're going to try to fix this not any number problem. I'm not really sure why that is happening, but I'm going to send in a screenshot of this issue, and I'm going to try to describe it as detailed as possible. So I'm going to say I'm seeing an AI above the microphone icon for Sparks. Maybe we don't know why, but we want to fix this. I'm a bit technical, so I probably know that the reason is that it's a formatting issue by the AI. It's used the wrong data type, but let's not go that deep. Let's just say please fix this.
Or you can say like, please remove this.
No, we don't want to remove the component.
Okay.
We want to keep the component, but it just shouldn't say NAN.
Okay. Okay, so like this is the interesting part for me, because as a vibe coder, someone who doesn't know coding, so I would say please remove that. But actually, that might be a feature, which makes the app work.
Yep.
So I think like when you're building your app, for each wording, because it's like you gave this wording to a developer, to an AI developer, and then it actually understands, okay, I remove this, and then like some functionality are removed because you asked that.
Yeah.
But then, like for example, as you saw, like for Tim, he's like, okay, fix it, because he knows if he says remove it, that will actually might mess up the whole.
I actually just realized also, if we wanted to be even more specific, what it's supposed to say here is the time, like for how long we've been recording. So we should probably ask it to put a placeholder time of 0000, and then it will start rolling when you actually press recording. So that was probably like the little better prompt we could do.
Oh yeah. Like I was thinking, like, what's that? It makes sense that it's a timer.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would say it looks like I'm checking on my phone.
It's removed. Yeah.
See here, it looks like the AI actually removed it from Android.
If we reload for the web. Nice, yeah.
So I just decided to remove it, and we'll see if it shows up when we press start recording now. So we'll try again. Hey, my back hurts again. You didn't help me last time. Please fix. Okay, it looks like the numbers weren't working correctly again. I've been in down to increment. So let's try to specify that.
But also, it's interesting when Tim was talking with the app, he was saying that please fix it. It's more of like the prompting, a way of talking to your medical assistant. It's like, please help me with this issue.
Jahid, you don't prompt your doctor? I only go to the AI doctor nowadays.
Well, I mean, that's like, but we don't advise you, but more about, it's like you
not medical advice. So now I'm going to try to describe again the step I was in and what the issue was at that step. And you could even describe how you got there. So when I press recording, and then the timer wouldn't increment from 0, 0. So yeah, like the timer, like the time wouldn't actually increase, which it probably should.
Mostly, when you're building mobile apps, become more of a product thinker.
Yes.
And so you're actually thinking of how you want to see the app. I think this is, something that you really learn by building the first, the second, third, and the fourth app. And one thing is that, because I'm a vibe coder myself, I don't really line of code. I think, sometimes it might be annoying, like in the start. It's really a journey to take. I think like what, that really helped me was just taking the journey easy on myself, putting myself, to face with some errors, with some like backlogs, all these things. It actually like kind of helped me to actually think about, okay, this actually, how do you want to see the app? And also like the interesting finding that I had is that each section in your app is so interconnected. So you also have to understand this, like the relationship of the features. I mean, why something is there. This might be good something else. So that's kind of something that I learned, that I became more of a product thinker,
Okay, so next thing I'm planning to do is probably to try the recording and fix the formatting. And maybe after that, we can actually build an APK. I'll get to show the new APK updates, and we can try to take the test flight also.
So this is going to be a long video. So go have your tea, your snacks, your drinks. Also take your computer. Just like try out this idea or like whatever idea you have. Just go to like natively. So like while you're watching us having fun, building with you and for you, you're also vibe coding your dream mobile app. So just go challenge natively, build the most sophisticated app.
Yeah. I mean, there's no limit to what you can do. So, okay, let's try the web version. It looks like numbers incrementing finally, which is amazing. Now, I don't think this can be very useful doctor speak, but that doesn't matter. Okay, that was concerning. Let's see if it still works on Android. Hey, doctor, please hear me out. I don't want an API error.
Never complain about API issue here, doctor. Oh, here, that
So
works.
in this case, it looks like the AI has done something different for web, and it didn't actually produce an audio file. There are some differences between web and Android and iOS, like we said. It probably works on Android and iOS, but not on web, as we said. But the good thing is we're building mobile apps, so it doesn't have to work on web. It's only for nice visuals. So I'm going to try to be specific now about this transcript and medical summary and just displaying this in a bit nicer way because it's a bit too current. So I'm going to take screenshot again. Yes, we can, but I don't have the visual editor and it doesn't look like it's working. Yeah, so we're going to fix up the look of the medical summary and transcript now. So I will try to describe this card to increase the spacing for text.
Something that you might have observed that I never, this is what Ken is also doing. You just come up with a prompt, here with you. I think that, like you see how we're thinking. Yeah. So this is kind of that interesting part. I know, some other people, they prepare prompts beforehand, but for me, I like to go with the flow because you never know what to expect. So you always have to try, test out the app, and then you have to, do your next one. So, well, like go kind of go. I mean, you can have like some prompts for the main features, then like don't go like very like a prepared prompts.
Yes.
Pre-prepared.
Okay, we can send this. I wonder if we can actually see some audio files here inside the storage and tables maybe. Yeah, so we actually see we have uploaded 4 audio files here that you could download if you want to hear the actual transcript. I don't think we offer currently the ability to show inside the app. And maybe this is something that we would want as a doctor, just to make sure that you can actually hear the audio file and double check that what the AI said matches with the record and the patient meeting.
Yeah, because like you might have a different pronunciation, and then like you might say something that is actually something else. Though.
Yeah, exactly. So I think we'll end that after this, just because that seems like something really good to have before we actually launch that.
And if some of you are launching your app, to iOS and Android, please let me know. Please, join me for a live demo. And the main idea is just like to get you the stage, to actually showcase your app. Also, we helping you to actually get your users. And we will laugh, and we are actually, trying to be the first, and we are the first, paid user of your apps. If you check my phone, there are lots of apps, which I, can download from our users because, I mean, like for me as a builder, I always remember my first believer, like who kind of like give you that $2 or $5 for kind of part. It was just like simple download and simple said, wow, nice job, Jai.
Yeah.
So I mean, like we want to be there for you. And you should also just go do marketing about your app. I think that as a builder, you always should talk about your product just to get feedback, like to see how people like, like react. So if I were you, I would talk all the time about my mobile apps. Maybe not involve family vacations, parties. Just yeah, the right times though.
Yeah.
I leave that to you.
Actually, on that point, meanwhile, I'm prompting in the background. Who was your first believer building? Do you think you have a nice background story there?
But this was a tough question. I think it was always be like my daughters, because they're kind of, like they know me more. I mean, knew and knows me more. I think, yeah, it's more yeah, because I mean, I'm coming, like from Afghanistan, it's kind of like a different background. And then, becoming an entrepreneur is more of like what? So it's better to have a job, to be an entrepreneur. So yeah, that really helped me to like just like have a safety store. I think.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah.
So maybe it's not that interesting answer, but just like kind of like how this happened.
Yeah. So a lot of fun. Yeah. Very important. Yeah.
And for you?
I think for me, actually, one memory that popped up to my mind was I was building natively a year ago, like first lines of code, when I had the product, and I was scared to show it to people actually. And then I had this one guy called Thomas Nordström. He was like, "Bro, you gotta show this. Like, this is super cool." He kind of like forced me to go show a couple of people, and then one thing led into another, and now we're sitting here like more than a year later, and everything has become something really fun.
Because kind of like you think that, for example, you have to wait, to make the perfect. But I think, as a builder, we would never get to that point because there's always something to add, something like to make nicer. So the earlier you launch, the better it is. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So it looks like we did improve the transcript and how it looks a bit. I think we should add this page under history. Like currently, it's not clickable to go to an old transcript. And this is where we also want to have you be able to play back the audio. So I'm going to take another screenshot here. I'm going to send the same. So what I'm thinking about here is I want to include the audio inside this transcript page that should be clickable from the history page. So when I'm on the history page, I want to be able to click on a trans where I see the summary, transcript, and play back the original audio file. Send it.
Like while Tim was writing the prompt, I had a weird feeling. Is two feelings there. Is it it's nice to watch someone else building. Also, it's so boring to see someone else building, because I didn't want the like it should be me building, like by coding this app. Also, like the way I think that about building this app is different, I'll kind of like add the calendar feature, kind of to see what happened to me, all these things. So I was kind of like just like
Jahid, we can solve this, Why don't you jump into the project with me?
Okay, so
Also, I don't like this logo. Let's regenerate it at one time. Do you like liquid glass?
Yeah. That's my favorite. My favorite one.
Okay, let's do a glassy transcription logo. Oh, okay, here we're putting the prompting skills to the test, man. Image generation. What's transcription for you?
Like a doctor, maybe like we actually should have a mascot or a human.
No, I think we should.
Simple.
Actually, I think we should let's abandon the glassy and let's just go for something much simpler. So we can do like I think like iOS classic. That could be nice. And I was honestly just like thinking of very, very short words.
Let's go. Pain.
Sure, let's do it. Pain.
This is a kind of like so hard to think in the spot, and this is why kind of like we don't like prepare for these things, to be honest. So we just got more roll. So yeah, let's go.
Let's go. Yeah. I hope it's gonna look good.
Actually, so Tim, added me, but only like added me to view. So he added me as an editor. That's good.
Are you jumping into project, Jay?
I will, but I'm gonna let you to enjoy this today like yourself alone. So I have to, just get camera space. So you.
I mean, this was not what I asked for, but I do like this logo better. So let's switch it out.
It just like looks, it's like it's very kind of eye catching. Like it's like something like yeah.
Exactly. That's why I like it.
And for me, like with every prompt, I'm so hyped. I'm like, I'm closer, I'm closer, like the building. And like I don't know, it's just like such a good feeling, of like very good experience, because as someone who has a business experience, work with like developer, so like they want you to also understand the coding of it. So, but they think that like you are both have a good match. And for me, that was always a kind of like failure feeling. But now, like if I couldn't, to be honest, so it's just like,
And now you say bye bye.
yeah, I say, bye bye, or like, let's stop. Like, if I need something, like maybe, but then again, I'm like, okay, I can do it myself. I can vibe code it, I can scale it. As I feel so good about,
Yeah.
being myself. Like thanks to, vibe coding. And actually, Jack, sorry for talking about. The thing is here that I was making the user first, so before jumping to, and the other day, alternative thing that I'm more product obsession than, work obsession with natively. So I really, love natively as a product. And that's why, I just like talking about it on YouTube at least.
It talks every day about it, every time, every hour. I think it's still building and it's figuring out the backend right now. But it looks like we do have a transcription, details.
And the audio as well.
Yeah, and it has the original audio recording here. I'm not sure if I trust that the playback is working yet, but it's coming. And we see that this medical summary is here as well. And we have the original transcript. So we're basically there. Let's see if the audio playback works. I think not yet.
So let's do a public voting here. Do you want me and them, doing at least one recording per day? No, sorry, one recording per week. I'm just super hyped. So like, one recording per week like this, and then, we building something together. And then the other page is only me building. Or just if you like this format, please say yes, and if not, please still say yes. Yeah, it's kind of nice experience for me at least.
I think it's super fun. I do build a lot in natively, but as like more on the development side, usually I spend a lot of time just like pressing buttons and like not actually getting to build the whole app. Just like, okay, make a couple of prompts. Let's see if it works better. Like this type of experience. I know. And it's really nice to just like sit and actually build the whole app and go the full journey.
Yeah. Because we really want to have to use our tool every day so that we know the tool much better. Because like we have to make it that for you. So that's kind of like what we do. Yeah.
Okay. So let's go and play back the recording. I'm sorry. I'm not sure. There we go. And no, it's an
But it's still like
it's playing. It has the correct length, but we can't hear the audio. Okay, that's quite interesting. I will just make sure I don't have some other device connected that's stealing the audio. I think this one, the recording is removed.
Well, let's try it out on the web. Sure.
Okay, so the audio seems to work now, and we're basically complete. So now it's time to actually bring the app. Let's do world. Yeah, to the world. So let's go and build an APK of this app, and we'll only do the development version, not right now. So Medit, Scribe, and we'll build it.
So, I never actually googled what APK means, but for me as a vibe coder, I'm thinking that APK is the app file, which you just download it and you just open it in the app in the Android phone, and then that actually pops up, and then the app is there on your Android phone. This is kind of like what I think. But Tim, do you have a more good definition of APK?
It stands for Android package, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Don't quote me on that. I don't remember what the K is for, but I think it's for Android package. And Android, like APK, is what allows you to actually bring the app to your Android phone without having to sign it, like you have to do with AAB when you bring it to Play Store.
Yeah. And also one interesting thing is that, if you're building an app and if you want to use it for yourself, but not actually, publish it or launch it in the iOS and Android, like you can use the app with APK on Android, but also you can use the app on iOS with Xbox, So you just keep scanning the QR code, it actually works. So you can actually use, of course, if you want to launch it to Play Store and App Store, feel free.
So I just fact checked myself. It's Android package kit. So I was almost there, just a kid. And this is what I want to show. Now you see we're building this Android APK here. I have the build output. It's building along. Previously, when you were building your APK, you might have left your computer because it takes some time. You might refresh the page. Maybe your internet died, maybe your computer died, and you come back and you're like, okay, where's my APK, man? And it wasn't there. But now it's here. And we give you the history of all your APKs that you built also.
And also, we're the only platform that allows you to build APK and AAB patterns. So just keep it a secret, and keep building apps, and like download APK and AAB. Just like build the base apps. It's like language there. Like one question, Tim. What is one thing that you believe or think is that like when people hear natively, they have to remember, or like they have to say, "Oh, natively stands for this."
Native mobile apps, native apps. I think that's in the name, right? We do native apps, and it's an actual app like the one you think of when you hear an app. It's not a website. It's the real deal that you take to the app store and that you're proud of to use.
And for me, I don't know for some days or weeks or months, what word comes like keep coming to my mind is the word possible. Like you might have heard of it from me a lot. I think kind of like for me, it's just like why possible, because like to be honest, like when I'm building apps with maybe I just say, wow, it's really working, it's really possible, and I get this feeling every day. And that's kind of like the interesting part for me personally, to be honest.
Yeah. No, I think that's also a very good one. It's a different one than I think of, but it's for sure possible. A learning experience, I would say, building a product, just iterating. I think a lot of people, for them, is the first time you're doing it, and it's a very different mindset.
Also, kind of like, in how many countries do we have users, or kind of like, because that's a good. Can you share that?
How many countries? I don't know the number of countries, but we are in every country except North Korea and Bhutan. So every country.
So, and this is kind of the interesting thing for me, because like every day, like we talk about our users, I see them, from almost every country, and for me, it's like, wow, like most like this like kind of like gives me this good feeling of that. Wow, like we're like reaching to so many people in a very
and the impact that you can do. Like I think what was really inspiring for me building this product in the beginning, and also like when we launched the product, talking to users who literally like wouldn't have been able to build a mobile app without us. The fact that it used to cost 50,000 euros minimum to take an app to the app store, and it would take you like 6 months. And today it's just like I just built a whole AI integrated the medical Scribe app here that it's basically launched in a couple of minutes. I think that's really incredible.
Yeah, but also I see the impact is that for some, like for most of our like users, soon this will become their main income stream. Actually, so like they start like learn kind of like earning money through building apps, and they have subscription. Also, kind of like through like teaching others how to build mobile apps. So I think there's lots of. I mean, it's kind of like it really kind of it's hard for me, because I see that different users are thinking about how to monetize, what they learn and kind of like what they build with natively. And yeah, like I keep hearing also, my thoughts is that it's a new creative economy, So
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's like, yeah, it's just amazing. So while we were waiting for AP to build, I was scrolling through LinkedIn, and then I found out that actually what we're building now, there's a YC startup for that. So it's called Prana. It's an AI doctor in the pocket. So Ben, did you know this? Or
I didn't know about this, guys, but there's another company in YC actually previously that did this for veterinarians. So yeah.
So what we built in just a few minutes, as an official startup and an actual startup in YC. So just think about it, for a minute. Yeah, I mean, I was like, what is this? It was cool to see this now here.
So finally, after world's slowest APK build, we finally have the APK and can download it.
It took us around 37 minutes. to build the APK, and yeah, that's the experience.
Yeah. Sometimes it's slow, but usually it's way faster than this. And as you can see here, we now have this build history where you will always be able to go and download your APK now. So now the next step is just figuring out how to get this APK on my phone. I usually upload it to Google Drive and then download it from there and open it on my Android. So I'm gonna try to do that.
For this small, actually, I send it a viewing as well, and then just get down.
It's not very small, not 40 minutes. Yeah, I think the limit is like 20 minutes. Yeah. You know,
so we upload the APK in our.
Yeah, so we're uploading the APK to Google Drive, and then I'm gonna download that on my phone.
Something that I forgot to tell you, we bought new mics. Maybe I would show you in the next video, like how to some new mic. But yeah, so we hope that the audio is now way better. We actually bought 2 mics, so I'll share it next week. I'm looking like I'm sharing too much.
Okay, so we have the APK here now, and we can download it.
Also, these are some of the apps which our like builders made, not Airbnb, but the other ones, like cloud. Yeah, so we just install it.
Yeah, okay. Since you created the app, you can press install without scanning. And since we are going to be using the microphone, you need to give it permissions.
So we see the app here, actually. Yeah, so we're gonna log in and then we'll show you how it is. So now, we just install the app with like APK on our Android phone and then we'll show you how it goes. So let's log in. Perfect. So we log in and then now, we have the app here live on our phones. Make it better work.
Yeah. And now we've done the full process of actually bringing an idea to your phone. And now you're ready to go to the App Store or Play Store with the app.
Yeah, so you can already use this app, but if you did it with the APK on our Android. But then if you want to take it to iOS, you just have to go to the desktop. But for that, you need to have an Apple developer account. Also, what happens is that, if you have an AI doctor in your pocket, and you can just use that. Perfect. So we had a long journey together, building live and also kind of like learning. So we take, from idea to downloading the APK file and then actually having the slot for watching us for snacks, with drinks, with food, whatever you have. So enjoy building and thank.
Oh, it was great fun. See you another time.
Yeah, thanks for joining, Ben, and hope to see you very soon again. Take care, bye.